Afternoon. Weekly tarot card reading from Good afternoon. This is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. It is for all signs. The way that works is if you feel drawn to the message, if you feel curious to watch, you're being called to the message and there's something in it that you need to hear. That's how it works. This is a Born Without Boundaries production, right? This is me, but you're probably watching it on either going live with me so we can interact and chat, or you are watching this on Astrology Motivation. If you're watching it on Astrology Motivation, thank you, first of all. Second of all, please remember to like it and share it on your social media platforms. And then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and then ring that bell so you know when I upload a lot of content. I will be also uploading today on Astrology Motivation a pick a card, because I'm going to do a pick a card because we've got an important moon coming up in Libra. Yeah, it's a new moon, baby. New moon coming up on Wednesday. New moon coming up on Wednesday, the same day that Pluto goes direct. So, just cosmic timing and a great time for everything to start new and start fresh after Pluto has done its rounds and, you know, washed itself clean of a lot of trash. So, you know, we're going to see, right? The Great Destroyer. Today is Friday the 1st. I hope you guys rabbit, because I did this morning. And the color of the day is pink. And pink to this day is my favorite color as a little girl. It was always pink. Really exciting. I got my 2022 Llewellyn's Witches date book. This is still 2021. Very beautiful, but there was something about 2022 that just like made me think what a magical special year this is going to be. I want to show it to you. Look at how special this is. Of course, I really love blues and purples. There's something about this cover that just beckons me and says this is going to be a really special 2022 is going to be very special. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen 222. I've just been seeing the repeated number 222, 222, 222. And it's like 2022 coming up. And I just feel like it's going to be such a special, magical year. You can get this on Llewellyn's website, or you can get it on Amazon. It's not a paid promotion. I just really love it. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to show you that cover because as soon as I saw it, I was like, ugh, it thumped me in the gut and it just felt magical. I love this. Anyway, I will probably be planning a trip next year to Salem, Massachusetts around Halloween. I think that would be very special. I don't know if I'll do a meet and greet, but that could be an interesting prospect. So I'll see. Let's get into our daily tarot card reading. How you guys been doing? So I've been seeing it everywhere. And you know what? 222 is a really great energy of things are happening as they should. And things are going as planned. And keep on track because you're doing a good job. It's sort of cosmic encouragement. FYI. So let's do this. World card. Okay. When the first card on the table is the World card, you know something's up because this is a chapter in your life is closing and a new chapter in your life is opening. Usually this is not bad news. This is really, really good news. You know, it just means that there's been completion, which you're ready for, right? This isn't sudden. This isn't shocking. This isn't pain. This is, I'm ready to close this door. I am ready to close this door. Right? Because I've opened another, or another has opened for me. So that's what the World card is about. So there is change here, but if you see the World card, you see this is change you're anticipating. It's change that you're not expectation. It's change that you've prepped for. It's change that I don't even want to say want. It's change that you're ready for. And it's change that you have somehow orchestrated. And then we have So change in finances, change in opportunity, could be an opportunity, change in position, change in job, change in abundance. Now, abundance is not just pentacles. Pentacles always usually refers to material resources, but the Ace of Pentacles could just be like some. I've heard some tarot card readers equate this to the sun. The sun is finally shining. Now, on this side of the card, it usually does have to do with business. It has to do with some sort of material abundance. Yeah, so bring that shit on because I'd be happy. Moving on. Or actually moving. Being able to get over fears. And remember, this is a daily tarot card reading. So this is your energy. We're building up the energy for today. So this is about finally being able to move on from worries, concerns, or fears, or actually move somewhere. This is 8 of Cups here, walking away. Once again, also movement. Walking away from what doesn't serve us and leaving room for the universe to help out and come in and do things that like we can't do. We are just not capable of helping ourselves sometimes. And I say that hesitantly because I am somebody who always believes in empowerment. But there's some times when you just have to sit back, and it's been a lot like this week, where you just have to step back and say, please take the wheel for me, because I don't know how to get out of this one, right? And it's a beautiful moment because it's remembering you're not in this alone. A lot of times we feel we've failed, or we feel like we feel lesser than, because we feel so isolated, and we honestly do believe we're alone, right? That's not true. We're not alone. And as soon as you pray, you remember that. You remember that through faith. You remember that I'm talking to somebody here and somebody's listening. I'm going to choose to believe that somebody's listening and that I'm not alone here. And immediately there starts to be a turnaround in your soul. We have the 10 of Pentacles here, which is, yes, money, financial abundance, but it's also togetherness and family. Okay. And then the central energy, the King of Pentacles. And this is a guy who is really good with money. He takes control of his situation. He's exceptional at making decisions. He's very fair. He's very organized. He's very practical. He's kind of got it all. He usually is a man over the age of 35, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Somebody who's extremely good at business, but he's also extremely good at leaving enough for himself. Okay. We have the 9 of Cups here. And it came out with the Tower. And this Tower is about internal. Something internal has changed. It's switched. There's been a switch on the inside. Something has deconstructed. And there's been a lot of deconstruction going on this week. It's all about Pluto and Chiron's placements and how it's been impacting everybody. And it's impacting you exactly how it's meant to. Pluto is the great destroyer. It's taking down those walls from the inside out. It's ripping you apart to deconstruct those cages that you put yourself in. No more of that. This is about liberation. And it may feel like attack at first, but it's not. It's also about getting to the heart of your emotions, getting to the heart of your feelings, somebody cracking on the inside, but not to be destroyed, to be freed. Cracking like an egg cracks open as something's being born. Okay. We have the 10 of Cups here, which is a great deal of abundance coming to you, coming through you. And then we have the Emperor, which is I can make anything happen, and I will. He is intense energy. Now, in relationship to the King of Pentacles, I mean, to me, this is like a huge career breakthrough. This is also a sense, this could be a male in your life that's in your life, coming into your life. somebody who's recognizing wants to invest in you, or somebody that you're meeting. So it could be an actual person. I always keep it as general as possible and think this is sort of a mentality that it's representing of I'm capable. I'm getting things done. I'm going to stick to this even when things aren't working out. Why? Because that's really what determines who wins and loses, is the person who stays in the game, not even the person who plays it the best. It's the person who will not get off the field. And then we have this. The Knight of Swords usually isn't a younger person. It's got Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy. Up to the age of 25, a younger person. But it's having the conviction to just say something and communicate something, or want to know something and find something out, even if you're not ready. So it's the mentality of, I'm going to get to this, even if I'm not prepared for it. Even if I don't completely know, I'll learn as I go. That's kind of the mentality of the Knight of Swords, right? And he means the best. He's not a malefic energy upright. He's a very positive energy. He's a very progressive energy. He's a let's get going now. I just want some clarification on what you want us to know. Face your fears. That's what he's saying. You may not be perfect, but you got to get going. Nine of Swords. But on this side of the card, it's Nine of Swords with us facing our fears. It's Nine of Swords with us realizing our fears are keeping us miserable and there's light on the other side. So that's what the Knight of Swords is here for. He's like, listen, I'm not completely perfect yet. I can still feel the weakness in me, but ultimately I got to get fucking going. I got to get to work. I got to get started. And honestly, that's the secret to today's reading. The secret to today's reading is the message that get started on something, even if you're imperfect, even if you're not ready. The activity itself will throw you into almost an endorphin rush that will keep things going for you and get you out of the rut that you might be stuck in, or even if you're not in a bad mood or unhappy, take you to the next level that you want to get to. I've heard a lot of advice. There's all these memes that float around. But I like them in that, I think it was what somebody said, Richard Branson said, if you don't know how to do the job, take it anyway and learn as you go. It's that kind of mentality. That's really the message for today is not only is it a good idea to do this, but you need this right now. You need the challenge of having things surprise you and be thrown at you and have to learn. You need to get out of your comfort zone. And it's not a great time for huge leaps forward. What this is more about is intellectual, because you're talking about swords. So you're talking about communications and intellect, finding things out and discovering things, learning things, taking in information. This is a really good time for that. Really, really good energy for that. Especially if you're thinking about opening a business, starting up a business, or even just like getting into, like it's almost like I've always wanted to do this, but I've never had the courage. Well, now's the time to dig in and find it. And we have this. A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries, but it came out in reverse. So it's almost like something wants to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. Something is lying beneath the surface in wait. I wonder how much longer do we have to wait? A fiery climax approach. We have a new moon in Libra. That's on Wednesday when Pluto comes out of retrograde on Wednesday. The full moon is on the 20th, and that's in Aries. Let me explain to you why that caught me off guard, because so much is going to pop off and happen at that point. It's like so much right now is being rued over. It's being steeped. It's being pulled together. But it's that point on that Aries full moon that happens on October 20th. It's the blood moon. That shit is just gonna pop off like fire. And remember what I told you? It's almost like having something underneath the skin. It's like something has been building. It's waiting to pop. That's the pop. It's giving us the time. It's giving us the date, is what I'm saying to you. And that's why I stopped, because I knew we have basically every month, and this is something that you can keep track of your moons with. Look for the season that you're in, or the zodiac sign that you're in. That's where your new moon is going to be. Your full moon is going to be in the opposite sign. So I knew, especially since it was right fresh on my mind, I just talked to you guys about the new moon on the 6th in Libra. I'm like, well, then the full moon has to be in Aries, and this is when it's popping off. So something is holding until that time. Something is holding until that time. So that's a really good time right now to be in preparation for. Even if you think you're going after something now, it's not going to actually pop off till then. But the preparation is necessary. You've got to start, say, training. Or even if you think you're doing it and you think you're being disappointed because you're not getting it right now, you're not really, at least the universe isn't telling you, it's sneaking it up on you. You're not really aiming for what you're aiming for right now, for what you think you want. What you're really aiming for is what you're gonna get when things pop off 2.5 weeks from now. I talked about that in the weekly astrology forecast. Accelerated motion, throat chakra, and victory and success. Things are speeding up and they're being given energy. This is also the second card that's come out with a comet. And comets are signs of change. They're signs of change and significant change. A long time ago, I was walking home. I didn't even know what I was seeing. I didn't know if it was a comet. It might have been a meteorite, but it looked like a comet. It was so bright. I'd never seen something that bright in the sky, and it got bigger and then it fizzled out. So it was some sort of meteor. And I knew it was a special moment. And it's the second time that I've seen something like that. That was the first time, and then I've seen something else. So I knew that there was some sort of change. There was big changes always anticipated in my life, or special moments of recognition when that comet energy or that meteor, that falling star showed itself. Ultimately, something is coming to an end. And I want to specify what that is. I think it's maybe you holding your tongue, you're finding your voice, right? Or people finally hearing you, victory and success. You have two elements here of trumpeting, of letting off sound, of saying something, of speaking your mind. So this could be around the time when you actually are able to finally speak your mind or say something that you've needed to say, or you get news that you needed to hear. That things are finally in motion again. And of course, this throat chakra card is 5. And if you go all numerology, whatever. No, let's just do 5. Okay. Let's keep going. What other mysteries will you reveal? Happy Friday, everybody. TGIF. I actually got my hair done by Stephanie at the Style Lounge in Carlsbad. And I think it's awesome. I love it. I needed a trim. I just needed a trim and to cover my grays. That's all I did. And I love it. I love how it feels. And I love how it looks. And I love it. I love it. So thank you, Stephanie. And then we have imagine. Ooh, you better stop. Imagine, go the distance, clean it up and mending. Wow. Something about that just fucking hit my heart too. I think imagine speaks to our own ideals as good as we can imagine. Allowing ourselves to imagine outside of that comfort zone or that comfort area. And then go the distance. You've imagined it. Now keep chasing it. Keep going. This has been a difficult time period where I think Pluto was intentionally putting on a lot of pressure. Testing who's going to give up and who's going to not. So this is a sense of, even if you have to, imagine going the distance. Imagine not giving up. Let's start with it as a concept at first. What's up, Steph? Let's start with it as a concept at first. Imagine you don't give up. I know you want to, but imagine you don't. Oh, you just watched it. Oh, thank you so much, Bree. That's really awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. My views have been extraordinarily down this week, and I don't know why. Thanks, Steph. I don't know why, but I think it happens to me at the beginning of every month when the bigger tarot card readers come out with like their 1 or 2 videos for the month. Right? They come out with their readings and everybody flocks to them, and they just like get to mine later or something. I don't know, but it fucks me up. But I'm grateful to you for watching and tuning in, and I'm glad that you liked it. Taurus has been pivotal. Taurus energy, it's where Uranus is, which means it's where most of the change is occurring. Uranus is working through that Taurus energy in order to get things done. And Taurus, of course, is all about traditional systems. So it's the change in traditional systems that is how the universe is working its magic of reconstruction. It's reconstructing a lot of traditional value systems. That's what's going on. So Taurus has been very central to that energy. And Taurus readings have been very powerful because of that. FYI, just that's a side note. That's a side note. I'm going through it too. It's just that feeling of imagine. Right now, sometimes you can only garner courage from make-believe. From just deciding I'm gonna believe. I'm gonna invest in this belief. I'm gonna have faith. I'm just gonna have faith. And ultimately, I'm going to keep moving forward even though it looks like I'm going to fail. Even though it looks like everything's crumbling down around me. I'm a huge sci-fi fantasy fan. And I think Lord of the Rings did this perfectly. Because they actually have a conversation between Frodo and Sam, where Sam is like, do you think... Sam is talking about all the people... all the stories they always grew up with and all the heroes from the stories that he had. And he mentioned a hero or whatever. And he said, do you think they felt like we do now when they were going through it? There's a conversation there that I think is one of the most brilliant and wise observations of human nature that I've ever really witnessed. And it's like, you're always going to get to a point where, first of all, stories are easy to digest, right? They simplify things for us, which is their point. They're supposed to. They're not evil. They're brilliant for that reason. But the reality is all the details. And the details are what kills you day by day. And you get to a point in life where you just want to give up. Not necessarily give up your life, but give up on something you have been struggling on. Because no matter how hard it seems you work, especially in retrograde, and you can even use retrograde as a metaphor right now, not just Mercury retrograde, there are 6 planets in retrograde right now. And that's another big significance of October 6th. We begin again, we have a new moon on a day where that retrograde clusterfuck is finally broken. And we finally get relief from one of the major planets in retrograde is Pluto, right? We finally start getting a break. There's all of a sudden there's cracks in that retrograde motion. And by the end of this month, we'll even be out of their shadow period. So ultimately, we're starting to see signs of progress again. But right now, it's that time when Sam and Frodo are like, why are we going deeper into Mordor? Like, why? It doesn't make any sense. If you really tried to make this logical, we should be getting the fuck away. We should be, hi everybody, moving in the opposite direction right now. There's no reason why. Why do we keep going? And I think those reasons are simple. We know we have to. There's something in us that trusts more than just our ego or our fear. It's something bigger than that. And it's saying we just have to keep going. And we have to just not give up. And that's that period of imagine. Imagine going the distance. Imagine what's on the other side. Imagine. Also use your imagination to go the distance. Sometimes, honestly, that's all we got. Right? All we've got is what we can hope for. And all we've got is what we wish for. And all we've got is what we dream. And if that's all you got, then that's what you use, because you got to keep going. And that's what it's saying. Clean it up. Clean it up is here, which means make it better. Make things better. Keep going. Keep making things better. You got to keep going because you got to make it better. Right? There's also, is this damage repair? No. I think because of the way the cards, the sequence that they came out, imagine, go the distance, clean it up, fix things. There's stuff to be fixed, and then we have mending. Cleaning it up, making the effort to do better is what's going to heal things. Just the idea of being present and trying and doing, even if you're failing and you're doing, is going to be what fixes things, going to be what helps the situation. That's really interesting. Nothing is perfect, man. We always imagine that I can't say we, I'm generalizing, me. I always imagine the scenarios in my head, perfect scenarios, right? Like everything is picture perfect, everything is movie finish, everything is clean, everything is amazing. But you know what? Real life is messy and sticky and embarrassing. And it's never gonna be that way. But you gotta do it anyway. You gotta do it anyway, because then in the stories you tell, you can clean it up. Resolution. There's going to be resolution here and cooperation. We're resolving issues with other people. Maybe we're literally making up with friends or colleagues, or we're cooperating. We're learning how to cooperate in order to resolve issues, because we're only going to be able to resolve those issues if we cooperate with other people. Cooperation is huge right now because of we're in Libra season, and there's so many planets in Libra, right? There's the Sun, Mars, and Mercury all in Libra. Mercury, even if it's in retrograde, still rules communication. And Mars is the energy of how we get things done. And ultimately, check this out. I mean, we have to resolve things through cooperation with others, or by connecting to others, or maybe resolving issues that we've had in making connections to others. Cooperate to resolve an issue. That's what it said, and that's how the cards came out. It didn't come out resolution, cooperation. It came cooperation, resolution. You have to work with other people in order to resolve these issues. That's the secret. Okay, I'm going to shuffle one more time to see if that deck has anything to say. Yep, I feel open, but it's in reverse, in the past. So this is opportunities or relationships that you were not open to in the past. But it's through these relationships, that's the only way you're going to resolve your issues, is what the cards are saying. So it's almost like, yeah, coming to the conclusion today, realizing today that the resolution is in the other person or it's in other people. I feel open has kept me, once again, though, this is in the past. And it could even be underlying energy of I don't like to open up, right? I like to keep to myself. Or I don't feel, even people who appear to be extroverted. Hi, everybody who just joined. Even people who appear to be extroverted. This is a sense of, but you haven't opened up this part of you. There's a part of you that you've shut down and hidden away. And Venus is in Scorpio right now, and that's a very significant placement for her because she is in detriment in Scorpio. She is not comfortable there at all. At all. I guess that's what they like, because Venus is home is in Taurus, the opposite is in Scorpio, but her home is also in Libra, and its opposite would be in Aries. So those two places is where she's in detriment. And you got to kind of like understand what that means. It doesn't mean horrible things happen, but it does mean that the vulnerability reveals those areas that really need to be worked on, right? And in Scorpio, that makes it extra tough because we don't like to reveal anything in Scorpio. Scorpio is very closed. It likes to keep itself secret. But that's what the problem is what it's saying. That secretiveness, maybe not telling somebody our feelings or not being open or not wanting to ever feel vulnerable is what's hurting us. Because it's keeping us from being connected or from being connected with people who will actually help us in our lives. So this is what we're being put through right now. This is what we're being challenged with right now in order to make us grow the fuck up and get better. And there's a lot of secrets that have to rise. But it all starts within. This is an internal journey, and I said that with the Tower card. This is internal. This is happening inside of us. It's happening, this is all happening inside of us. These are all things that we never wanted to feel or never wanted to accept, but ultimately we're starting to accept them now. We're starting to not be afraid to admit certain things to ourselves, which is the beginning of healing. Dragonfly, this is in reverse, which means our growth was stunted. It's in the past, but it says that our growth was stunted. And it was. Not wanting to move on, not wanting to grow up, not like allowing ourselves to be all that we could be. Why? Because we were afraid to make mistakes and we were afraid to fail. Animal bond, stand up for animals. This is helping things that can't help themselves. Maybe compassion is what inspires us to move forward. This could also be somebody who is very compassionate or works with animals. Something didn't take off. It's almost like in some ways we're trying to stifle our compassion. That's interesting. The crumbling is here. And it's in reverse, and it's very much the Tower card. What are you clinging on to? And it's in reverse in the future, which means that that's what this energy is working on, to crumble this shit down, to take down those walls, and to ruin those things that are holding us back. That's the only card that came out of that deck too. We have divine life purpose. Trust the signs and your inner guidance. Trust the signs and your inner guidance, which are leading you to fulfillment. This is all about faith. This is in reverse. Fluorite, natural beauty and authenticity. Be yourself as God made you naturally attractive. Oh, you have no confidence. This is in the past and underlying energy. This is the truth this is the wrong lesson. This is the dark acceptance. This is the incorrect belief that you have. Lack of self-esteem. Be yourself as God made you, naturally attractive and lovable inside and out. Just not realizing that. Not realizing it, not living it, not owning it, not believing it, not even wanting to hear it. Something making you feel, and this is what's caused the detriment. This is what's caused the stunt growth, is not seeing your beauty, not believing in your beauty, not believing in your beauty. So that encompasses low self-esteem, depression. That could encompass anything, any gamut of those. But really, just not believing that you're beautiful enough, or not believing that you're worth it. So you take yourself out. Remember, I said half the time winning is just staying on the field. You have stayed on the sidelines. You haven't even tried to play, because you decided that unless you were perfection, you didn't deserve to be on that field. Meanwhile, there are motherfuckers on that field who don't know half as much as you, but they believe in themselves, and they're getting shit done. And that's what I really want you to sit with as we wrap up this reading right now. Angel messages. Angel messages. Archangel Gabriel is here. Sacred Source is here. Let me just see if I have, okay. Archangel Gabriel and Sacred Source. We, your angels, are here to remind you of your magnificence. You are literally an angel in the making, a being of eternal love and light, forever one with God, Goddess, and all creation. That is your worth. Connect to God to remember your beauty. Because if God chooses to live in you, then you must be as beautiful as a temple. Archangel Gabriel, you will soon receive some positive news. The channels for clear and honest communication are now open. Keep an open heart and speak your truth lovingly without fear. Let people know you want to be on the playing field. Risk the vulnerability. You are your worst critic. You are the one that is keeping you from really what is meant for you. Get out there and get in people's faces. It's time. I know you're not ready, but it doesn't matter. You gotta go, and you gotta go now. I love you guys. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. And I will see you soon. I'm going to be doing the pick a card. I might do it tonight. I'll be doing it at some point. For those of you in the San Diego area, I'm going to be going to one of the skating events. I'm either going to be going to the Courtyard skating event, where I think twinning is winning, or I'm going to be going to San Diego roller derby, because they're going to be having a disco night. So I'm going to be going to one of those because I really want to get out there and skate. Thank you once again, because I think it was Sarah who sent me that yoga pose that basically realigned my spine, and in 3 days has completely changed my injury and helped me a great deal. And it's literally just rock on, man. It's really just lying on your back. Yeah, with your feet at a 90-degree angle. And it's awesome. So I'm going to put myself in that position right now to continue my growth and continue my health and continue working on my realignment. And I love you guys so much. And I will see you in the videos. I'll see you in the pick a card later on tonight. And I will see you in the weekly astrology forecast that's coming out Sunday at 2 p.m. Remember, Cancer, Virgo, Leo, you are up, you are live. All 12 videos for this week are up and live. And if you really, really, really want to do the channel a big favor, you go to the Vimeo and you purchase the extended. It's $10, but that little donation goes a long way, and it is what sustains the channel always. So that's really how important those and I know you guys aren't going to get them all the time, but know how important they are. And people ask me about donations all the time. That's the best way to donate to the channel, and you get something in return. So I love you so much, and